The distress signal had been broadcasting for 7 standard cycles when the human ship Defiance picked it up in the outer rim of the Helix Nebula. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, her weathered hands gripping the console as the translation. Matrix worked to decode the alien transmission. "Captain," Lieutenant Rodriguez called from the communications station, his voice tense. "You need to hear this." The bridge fell silent as the translated message filled the air. A voice, small and trembling, speaking in broken fragments. "Please, anyone. We are dying. The Dominion comes. Our children. No weapons. Please help." Chen's jaw tightened. The Galactic Council had been very clear about Sector 7 Gamma. It was a quarantine zone. The Takari Dominion had claimed the region and declared any interference an act of war. Most civilized species had simply written off the 12 inhabited worlds in that sector as acceptable losses. Most civilized species weren't human. "Navigation, plot a course for the signal's origin," Chen ordered. "Ma'am," her first officer, Commander Hayes, stepped forward. "The Council specifically—" "The Council," Chen interrupted, her voice carrying the weight of 1,000 years of human stubbornness, "can file a complaint. Helm full burn. We're going in." 3 days later, the Defiance dropped out of hyperspace to witness a massacre. The planet Kethamara hung like a wounded animal against the stars, its cities burning orange scars across the night side. Orbiting the world was a Takari dreadnought, its sleek obsidian hull bristling with quantum cannons. "Scan for life signs," Chen commanded. "I'm reading approximately 2 million survivors, Captain," the sensor officer reported, "down from 8 million according to our last census. The Takari are conducting systematic extermination sweeps." Chen watched as another city vanished in nuclear fire. The Kethmarans were a peaceful species, tall, ethereal beings who had never developed weapons beyond farming tools. They were artists, philosophers, gardeners of beauty in a harsh universe, and now they were being slaughtered for the crime of existing on a world the Takari wanted. "Sir," communications interrupted, "we're being hailed by the Takari ship." The main screen flickered to life, revealing the angular, chitinous face of a Takari war commander. Its 4 eyes gleamed with predatory satisfaction. "Human vessel," it spoke in perfect standard. "You trespass in Dominion space. Withdraw immediately, or be destroyed." Chen stood slowly, every inch of her bearing radiating the quiet fury that had made humans legendary across the galaxy. "War Commander, I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Federation. You will cease your bombardment of the planet and withdraw your forces." The Takari's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter. "You command nothing here, human. 1 ship against a dreadnought. Your species' reputation for suicidal bravery precedes you, but this is foolishness even for your kind." "Is it?" Chen smiled, the kind of smile that had made humanity's enemies learn to fear the sound of human laughter. "Computer, open a channel to Earth Command. Priority Alpha authorization." "Channel open, Captain." "Admiral Morrison, this is Chen. I'm transmitting coordinates. We have a situation." From Earth, 23,000 light-years away, came the immediate response. "Understood, Captain. Package is already en route. ETA 12 minutes. The Takari war commander's eyes widened. "What trickery is this? No fleet can travel such distances." The first human ship translated into real space with a thunderclap of displaced matter. Then another. Then 50 more. Within minutes, the space around Kethamara swarmed with human vessels, destroyers, cruisers, carriers, and at their center, the massive dreadnought Indomitable. "You see, War Commander," Chen said conversationally, When humans first reached the stars, we learned something important. Space is big, and bad things happen to good people while help is far away. So we built the Emergency Response Network, quantum-linked, jump gates that can deploy a battle fleet anywhere in the galaxy in under 15 minutes. The Takari ship, for all its size, was suddenly dwarfed by the human armada. But Chen wasn't finished. We also learned that sometimes words aren't enough, so we made a promise to every peaceful species in the galaxy. Hurt the innocent and humanity. We'll find you. It doesn't matter how far you run, how strong you think you are, or what ancient claims you make. Touch the helpless, and you answer to us. The Takari war commander's composure cracked. The Council will never approve. The Council, Admiral Morrison's voice cut across the channel from the Indomitable, has already been informed. Funny thing about human diplomacy, we find it works much better when backed by overwhelming firepower. You have 30 seconds to begin evacuation procedures before we demonstrate why the phrase human rights violation makes most species break out in cold sweats. 28 seconds later, the Takari dreadnought's engines flared to life, and it began a hasty retreat toward the system's edge. Below, on Kethmara's surface, the surviving inhabitants watched in wonder as human dropships descended like metal angels. Medical teams, engineers, food distribution units. Within hours, the systematic reconstruction of their world had begun. Ambassador Veltar of the Kethmarans stood in the ruins of his capital city, tears streaming down his elongated face as he watched human soldiers share their rations with Kethmaran children. "Why?" he asked Captain Chen as she surveyed the damage. "Why risk war with the Dominion for us? We have nothing to offer humanity, no strategic value, no resources you need." Chen looked at the ambassador, then at the scene around them. Humans and Kethmarans working side by side to rebuild what had been destroyed. "Ambassador, humans learned a long time ago that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. We've seen what happens when the strong prey on the weak and nobody stands up to stop it." She placed a gentle hand on the alien's shoulder. "Besides, the universe is a cold, dark place. If we don't look out for each other, who will?" As the first Kethmaran children in days laughed at a human soldier's silly magic tricks, Veltar understood. Humanity hadn't come because they had to, or because they expected something in return. They had come because someone had asked for help, and humans, it seemed, simply couldn't ignore a cry for aid. That was both their greatest weakness and their most terrifying strength.